Oke, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
So today we are going to talk about persuasive advocacy. Before we start our discussion, let us introduce ourselves. My name is Nadzila Puji Wirantika and my partner.
My name is Fitriyanti.
Okay, now let's go to the first topic that we are going to talk. The first is all talks are persuasive. So first, what I want to talk is that persuasion. So what is persuasion? Persuasion is a process to change people, uh, mindset, the way they think, the way they act, and etc. And persuasive speaking. What is persuasive speaking, and what is relation to the persuasion? So persuasive speaking is speak to change people mind. So the way we speak, the aim of the speaking that we do is to change people mind, to make them to do or act the way we want, the way the speaker wants. So if the persuasion is the process, so the persuasive speaking is like the way we make it happen. That is with speak. And then uh, next is tactics. So, what is tactics? So, tactics is a way that we can use, or special way that we can use to make this persuasive speaking a success. So, there are three tactics that the speakers can use. The first is say what do you want to say. So, what does mean say what do you want to say? It means that we speak and we deliver our material in a proper way. So we talk in a proper way and we have a proper material. And the most important thing that we, the speaker, need to deliver the point the audience, what we want audience to do. So we have to mention our purpose when we deliver our speech. So here's what the speaker wants. So we have to explain to the audience. And then the second is credibility. What is credibility? So credibility is a speaker in audience perspective. So it means that the speaker need to know what the audience perspective about them, and what the audience will think about them and their material, maybe from the previous presentation, previous experience, or from the presentation that the speaker want to help. And then the third is that be full of tactics. It means that we speaker need to know the audience, whether it is the background, maybe their, what is that, uh, who are they, I mean, their profession or something else that related to the audience. And the speaker can relate the audience condition or the audience background to the material that they want to deliver, or that they want to uh, speak to the audience. And then the next is the motivating forces. So what is mean the motivating forces? So beside we use tactics as a way to make our persuasive speaking is success, we can use we can use some kind of motivation. So there are three kind of motivation that we can use. The first is emotion, the second is intellect, and then the third is habit. So I want to explain it from habit first. So what is habit? So habit, as we know, is a daily activity that we do in repeat. So how can we use this? So we have to make sure or we have to make the audience believe or know that with doing something as the habit or habitually, it can make their what they want is to be achieved. So in knowing uh, if they do something in habitually, they can achieve their desire. It can make them it can motivate them to do that thing. And then the second is intellect. So people intelligence. So what can we do with people intelligence? So this is one of the based on the based on the book that I read. So this is one of the best one of the one of the best what source, maybe what you can say source to be a motivation for someone is that from their intelligence. So people uh, we can motivate them by the intelligence that they have with the reason that we give to them. So this is what the uh, when we use intellect, reason, and people and the what the scholars usually uh, what is stated as rationalization. So with rationalization, we can motivate someone. And then the next one is emotion. So how can we use the emotion to motivate someone? First is we have to mention the opposite idea from the audience. So we have to state a different idea that they have, and we have to pursue that. And then the second is avoid strong idea. It means that uh, when the audience or a bunch of people, a group of people have a strong idea, we have the speaker have to what not really force their idea to them, rather than the speaker need to make the situation is neutral. So the situation of the presentation or the speaking is not gonna chaos. And then the third is talk friendly. This is, in my opinion, maybe the best way to motivate someone is that to talk friendly, because uh, I think someone will like to hear or to uh, respond to people when they talk in a very appropriate or in a very friendly way. All right, now it's time for my partners, Fitriyanti. Time is yours.
Okay, okay, thank you, Nadzila. Now I want to present about the lever of persuasion. There are have 7 levers of persuasion. The first is self-preservation. Self-preservation is one of the strongest motivators of humankind. Is the desire to protect one's world, group, safety, organization, family, and children. Likewise, a scheme that will increase the safety of local families and children will get good hearing. Second is possession. Uh, Possession is the second strongest lever is the attraction to have. The best way to persuade people to save as many financial and saving institutions find is to suggest that what is saved is the power to do something else in the future. Third is power. Power is one effective persuasive technique is the confine your audience that the scheme you propose will increase the amount of influence they will have on other people. The fourth is posterity. Similar to the effect of power, and one of the outcomes that power help with is future fame and reputation. but the people doing it care deeply about what the future will think of them. And the appeal to future reputation is a very powerful lever. Everything associated with this development will save fame in the industry and in and a lasting reputation with a future generation of chemical engineers. Five is convention. Convention is argument is the perhaps the strongest of all in a commercial and industrial context. If we can show that a major competitor is about to switch to your proposed new chemical process, you will move a very powerful lever. The fact that other similar companies have made the decision arouses complex emotion. The art of showing that your proposal is a convention, although there may be other conventions that are just a strong but opposite. Six is sentiment. Sentiment is speaker who have little experience in persuasion often think the attraction to sentiment is their strongest attraction. Uh, People will no doubt be extra persuasion. The seven is contrary suggestion. Yes, contrary suggestion. I have suggested that strong emotional appeal, which plays with sentiment, is a weak persuasive lever. But there is one emotion that is easy to evoke, has a strong effect, and is therefore a good tool for persuasion. The tactic is to ignore other solution so that the prospect look bleak and the problem cannot be solved unless your proposal is accepted. Make it your the audience believe that there is no viable alternative. Next is advocacy. Next slide, please. Advocacy. Advocacy is bias, self-interest, even dishonesty are permanent feature of human behavior. So the audience is always ready to suspect the speaker of lying for profit. Whenever someone show from alignment for the idea, the first question that comes to the mind of the audience is whether the speaker is supporter on or on his or on his own behalf. Next, dealing with objection. Dealing with objection. Likewise, the only way to win at the persuasion game is to find out what objection you can make before you present your case. Research into the effect of different ways of dealing with objection over compelling result of persuasive speaker. They ask students to listen to one side and two side radio lecture on the production of the atomic bomb in Russia. Both one side and two side versions significantly influence student opinion. The people who only heard the one side message become less sure afterwards. Present a two sides message relating to the opposite case so that it loses a little, and the potential for profit is quite large. It is therefore the preferred tactic. The first important text in preparing a persuasive case is to list the main objection that can be made. The last is ask for it. Uh, Ask for it. When persuasive talks files, you will often find the file listener are unsure of what they want, don't have a clear call to be action, and what is obvious to them may seem trivial and simple to you. The key conclusion is that after a year of dealing with oral and written technical presentation, is that reader and speaker should go farther toward simplicity than they think is necessary. Error on the side of excessive clarity if you must if you must error, never on the side of incoherent, but the audience in the position of having to say a firm no if they are going to refuse your request. This way, you use their natural inertia for approval. Of course, even if you use all of this tactic, you won't not always be successful. There is ample evidence that a thoughtful presentation, which draw likely and skillfully from the technique described in this chapter, will have better long-term effect and then one that tries too hard. Okay, I think that's all for my presentation.
Okay, now maybe this is the simple conclusion that we have this afternoon, that persuasive advocacy is a way that dealing with the ability to speak or to not only deliver a message, but more than that, to make or persuade the audiences to do or act and think as the speaker wants. In order to make the speaking success, some tactics and motivation can be used as a tool. So I think about the persuasive advocacy itself. Actually, this is the first time I heard the word persuasive advocacy. Sometimes I even forget about what is persuasive itself. So, in my opinion about persuasive advocacy speaking skill, this is maybe one of a difficult for me. It's rather difficult because this is need special ability to do because it deals with what pursuit people, and so we have to find a way. So we have to speak in the way that people want to hear us, and people want uh, that we can make people to do what we want, and that's kind of difficult in my opinion. So it needs some, yeah, like from the presentation before, they need some tactics and motivation to do, and not maybe not all people can do that, in my opinion. And what
Mm,
about you,
And
Puji?
and I want to add some conclusion or my opinion about the lever, right? Yes,
Yes.
lever. The seven lever that can be used to change the audience mind about an issue: power, attraction, posterity, convention, and sentiment are key to persuading people. Uh, the skill lies in lightning lightning speakers message with the right agreement. Heredity and power are far more effective instrument. Uh, power, Heredity and power are far more effective instrument. Uh, I have suggested that strong emotional appeal, which emotional appeal is a good strategy for winning over the audience. And power is the ability to convince people that what is said is the power to do something else in the future. I think it's my opinion about seven lever.
So power and emotion, yeah.
Yeah,
Power,
that's right.
power. So you, the
Power.
high level you are have in social context, maybe like maybe you are some kind of president. People will hurt
Yes.
you more, maybe something like that, eh? So you can pursue them
Yeah.
more. And the emotional, like you said before,
Emotional power.
high level is not really enough if you don't have emotion relationship, maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I think maybe that's all. There is nothing you wanna add? No, yeah.
No.
Okay, so I think that's all our presentation this afternoon. Thank you for your great attention, and we end this presentation with wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Udah lah.